On this beautiful, gorgeous day. It is always a beautiful day, indoors and out, when we come together in worship and gather in community like this. So thank you for being here, both in the online pews and here in Unity Hall. Know that your presence here makes a difference and makes this community what it is. I invite you to rise in body and our spirit, and we will join in singing our opening hymn, which is All Creatures of the Earth and Sky. Each Sunday here at All Souls, it's our custom to greet one another warmly. And first of all, I'd like to ask anyone visiting for the first time, if you're in the online pews, please let us know in the chat. And here in Unity Hall, if you're comfortable doing so, please raise your hand or let us know in the chat so that we can extend our welcome. Any first-time visitors, guests? Welcome, welcome. Good to have you with us. And here in Unity Hall, let's turn and wave to the folks in the online pews, the camera back here. And perhaps online, if there are any pets joining us for worship, a big welcome to you as well. Here in Unity Hall, as we pass the peace, there's a local uptick in COVID numbers, and so we are reverting to the bumping of elbows. So we'll greet one another with an elbow bump. And as we do so, we will make a joyful noise, passing the peace. Peace to you.
We acknowledge the Nahantic, Mohegan, Mashantucket Pequot, and Eastern Pequot people as the traditional caretakers of the land on which we worship. We honor and pay respect to these tribes, their ancestors, and their lineage, who today uphold traditional practices, art, and education. Each week, we light the chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism. As Craig lights a chalice, please join in saying the words. We light this chalice to remind us that we are all on this planet. The furred, the feathered, the finned, the scaled, along with us featherless bipeds. All are made of the same star stuff and share a common destiny. We are interviewed, interconnected, and interdependent. Blessed be. Each week, we also light a peace candle for a location that is in need of awareness and care. Today, we're lighting the candle for Gaza, where more than 10,000 children have been killed since the war began. One of the last functioning hospitals is operating at 3 times capacity and lacks crucial supplies. Children are lying on cardboard on the floor. Ahmed Youssef, a pediatrician from the US who recently volunteered there, said, "I realized my role wasn't being a physician, it was being a witness." Let us hold the patients, their families, and the medical workers in our hearts. May there be peace.
Today's readings consist of quotes from various people who appreciated animals in their lives. And we hope that this gathered wisdom speaks to you as much as it does to the 3 of us.
If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and a man. Mark Twain.
The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Mahatma Gandhi.
Some people talk to animals. Not many listen, though. That's the problem. Winnie the Pooh via A.A. Milne.
Petting and scratching and cuddling a dog could be as soothing to the mind and heart and as deep as meditation. Almost as good for the soul as a prayer. Dean Koontz.
Our perfect companions never have fewer than 4 feet. Colette.
Never, never be afraid to do what's right, especially if the well-being of a person or animal is at stake. The Reverend Martin Luther King, Jr.
The love for all living creatures is the most notable attribute of humanity. Charles Darwin.
If having a soul means being able to feel love and loyalty and gratitude, then animals are better off than a lot of humans. James Herriot.
So I want to start out with one of my favorite quotes. It's from Anatole France. Sorry, I didn't expect this. Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. I've had many animals in my life, and they've been some of the best teachers a person could have. The most important lesson I learned was how to love and care for another life. I started out, I suppose, like a lot of kids, with a fish tank. Of course, most of the work went to my dad for setup and cleaning, but my sister and I got to feed them and watch them swim. I learned quickly how peaceful it was to get lost watching the fish swim slowly through crystal clear water with the hum of the pump and the aerator in the background. And now that I think about it, that's probably the first time I ever meditated. As I grew up, more and more animals became part of my life. Not all at once for sure, but there was very few times where there wasn't an animal to take care of. After the fish, we had a hermit crab, a chameleon, and many, many gerbils. So gerbils, being the next step up in the animal kingdom, brought a whole new set of lessons. We got our first gerbil, and we named him Spencer. He was soft and cute and loved to cuddle in our pockets, and all us kids just loved him. One day, Spencer got lost in the utility room where we were cleaning his cage. It was a place with lots of nooks and crannies, and we could not find him. Weeks went by despite putting food and water out for him, and he never showed up. We feared the worst, and at our insistence, our parents got us another gerbil. My sister got to name her Woodchip. The day we brought Woodchip home, we were cleaning out Spencer's old tank for her in the utility room. And right on cue, Spencer came running out and paused right in the middle of the room. As if he was saying, "What are you doing? I've been here all along." We were so excited, and so we scooped them up, put them both in the cage, and they got along really well. Next lesson: boy gerbils and girl gerbils need to be in separate cages. Witnessing the wonder of birth was one of the most memorable things in my life. Through the love and care we gave these small beings, we got to fully understand the cycle of life as kids, both the joys and the sorrows. That part of my soul was starting to wake up. Next came a rabbit named Ebony, and then the ultimate pet family dog, a beagle we named Barney. And wow, dogs were very different from fish and rabbits. Even though Barney was our family dog, I had the strongest connection with him. I did a lot of training with him. I even taught him to climb up the ladder to the top bunk where I slept. He would sleep in the bed with me every night. He would stay at my side when I was homesick from school. And every day I would come home from school, he would treat me like he hadn't seen me for weeks. This was the first time I ever felt love come back from an animal. Barney's time to leave our family happened when I was away at college. They say love is real when it hurts in the end. Boy, was it real. Even though I had experienced the passing of my grandparents, this sorrow was somehow different. I look back now and I think that part of my soul was awake now, and losing Barney made it painfully obvious. I got an African gray parrot who I named Gurney when I was in graduate school, and he would be my companion for the next 6 years, including a move to Connecticut. Having a relationship with a parrot was amazingly like a dog, so Gurney filled the void that was left by Barney. I would lay in bed reading books at night, he would sit on my chest, and he would love getting his head scratched with the spine of the book. Since his wings were clipped, we would go for walks around the block with him sitting on my shoulder. I really enjoyed watching all the smiles on people's faces as we walked by. After moving to Connecticut, 2 cats joined my family. Their names Duncan and Chani. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I was a huge fan of the book Dune back then, and I got all their names from that book: Gurney, Duncan, and Chani. Gurney got so attached to me at one point, but it seemed that he hated to not be around me. He would make such a racket if he couldn't see me. Luckily, I lived in a studio apartment, so it wasn't that loud. Soon I found a better home for Gurney, an elderly lady who loved parrots. She would take him to work with her every day. It was hard to say so long to Gurney, but I think he found the companion he needed. Getting to raise 2 cats from kittens on my own was a whole new experience. It resulted in a loving bond that I had not experienced before. They were with me for 18 years, and every time I saw them, I thought of them. Excuse me. Every time I saw them, I thought of them as babies, and that's what came to my mind. When I met my husband, Rich, he had 2 black lab crosses, and I had my 2 cats. When we combined our 2 households, it was kind of like the Brady Bunch. There was a bit of an adjustment period, but they learned to live with each other, or at least tolerate each other. Our home was filled with much love and companionship. My husband Rich's past with animals is very much like mine, and our shared love for animals is one of the most special parts of our relationship, and it is what has made it strong. As nature would have it, the animals in our lives never stay around for as long as we would like. They give us unconditional love and companionship, and we return it in kind. But the day comes when we have to say goodbye. Once Rich and I worked through the grief of losing our cats and dogs, we jumped right back into it with 2 Welsh corgis, Sophie and Violet. Each time an animal has come into my life, a whole new experience has opened up. This time was raising a pet from a baby in partnership with my husband, solidifying the connections we had with each other and our souls. Sophie and Violet are not with us anymore, but they were there for 15 years. Right now, we have 2 more Welsh corgis. And now I get to play proud papa. So this is Willow. This is the day she came home to us. And then this is Jewel. And this is both of them all grown up. So my sister once asked me how I can keep getting more pets when she couldn't stand the devastation when her beloved dog passed away. I'm not exactly sure why it is a no-brainer for me, especially since the grief has always been just as bad. But I think once I've lived with the unconditional love, I can't stand to live without it. When Rich and I were visiting the Istanbul Archaeological Museum in Turkey, we came across this artifact. It was on display in the necropolis section. It's a grave stela from a pet dog that was found on the island of Lesbos. It's been dated 1058. The inscription is in Greek, but this is the translation. His owner has buried the dog Parthenope that he played with in gratitude for his happiness. Mutual love is rewarding, like the one for this dog. Having been a friend to my owner, I deserve this grave. Looking at this, I find yourself a worthy friend who is both ready to love you while you are still alive and also will care for your body. So, it's kind of hard for me to describe what I felt like when I first saw this. I just kept staring at it. It was amazing. But maybe it was the connection I felt to a person who lived almost 1,000 years ago. And I understood and could feel the love that this person had for their dog. Maybe it is these types of connections that having your soul fully awakened means.
Good morning. Animals have played a very important role in many of our lives. The love and companionship that animals offer can have a remarkable impact on both our emotional and physical well-being. They provide us with loyalty, protection, and comfort during the many stages of life. I am lucky enough to have a 4-legged companion named Teddy. 5 years ago, I was looking into getting a pet, and I had no idea what animal I wanted. One day it was ducks, the next it was a bunny. Until a family friend sent us a picture of a 4-pound fluffy toy poodle, and I immediately knew he was going to become part of our family. Teddy was soon rescued after we met him and was taken to his forever home. Teddy has brought unconditional love to our household. His playful energy and loving nature have filled my days with so much joy and laughter. For instance, the way he excitedly greets me by jumping straight into my arms as soon as I get home from somewhere, or seeing his little legs try to catch up with his body as he gets a bad case of the zoomies and runs throughout the backyard over and over and over again. Or him and I experiencing things we both love, such as walking, hiking, and kayaking. Over the years, I have learned his favorite toy, a snowman that is almost bigger than him, his favorite spot to be pet, and his extremely sassy but amazing personality. The calm times when we cuddle each other brings a sense of peace and comfort to both of our lives. Teddy has seen it all, and I can't help but feel incredibly grateful for the impact his love has had on me. I have also been so lucky to have had so many other interactions with animals of friends, family, and houses I pet sit at. Each of these animals have such a unique and different personality that brings great joy to me. When the dogs show me all of their favorite toys, when the cats gently rub their head against my hand, and even when the turtle comes to greet me after I give him his food. Animals are all around you, whether you know it or not. The family of deer that come into your yard every morning, the birds chirping and flying around all day, the toads that come out at night to sing, the butterfly that brings excitement when it flies by, the appreciation of the bees that continuously work hard to pollinate, the whales that jump out of the water, and the squirrels running wild collecting food for the winter months. As these are just some of the many animals in this world, think about the true impact an animal's love can have on you. Although wild animals may not show a distinct love, it is hidden in them, feeling safe in your yard, under your porch, or in the birdhouses you put up. The animals in my life have taught me so many lessons that have given me a different perspective on life. I have learned to appreciate the little things, like how a pet gets excited over a treat. I have a better idea on patience and persistence as I watch birds make their nests and gather food. I appreciate nature's beauty as I watch rabbits run around my yard all day. I notice and practice trust and connection that deer show a level of when they bring their family into your yard. And finally, unconditional love. Animals show us unconditional love, and it is a very gentle reminder of all the joy it can bring to our lives, and they will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you. We'd like to invite you into a time of reflecting or meditating on our love for animals. If you'd like to name your animal companions, past or present, animals that have meant something to you, it could be a pet, but doesn't have to be a pet. For example, the deer in your backyard or the birds at the feeder. What animals are or have been important to you? Please share the name with the congregation. I'll start. My dog, Teddy.
Emma. Me. Jake and Sophie. Casper. Johnny.
Carlo.
Tom.
Pepper.
Furry. Brady and so.
Please join me saying these words to prepare for the offering. We give to the work of all souls. Our work weaves the fabric of love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this offering.
For all that you have given and all that you have sacrificed, thank you. Each week when we gather, one of the ways we tend to the fabric of community is to bear witness to what is going on in each other's lives, the joy and the sorrow both. And these can be shared in three ways. If you're in the online pews, you can write in the YouTube chat what you would like to have shared here this morning in Unity Hall. And those of you in Unity Hall, you can also write in this book, which lives in the lobby beside the front door. And everyone can email belovedcommunity@allsouls.net. Those of you in Unity Hall, you are invited to come forward to light a candle of intention as you're so moved. And those of you at the front of the line, please light the candles further up at the end of the row so that the line will flow. Friends, the circle is open. Your joy, your sorrow, all are welcome here. From Cynthia Marion. My older brother Steve died Monday morning, August 5th, after an 8-month battle with a rare aggressive T-cell lymphoma. He lived life fully to the end and had a good, peaceful death at home with his wife Nancy at his side. Cynthia holding you and Steve and Nancy. From Tony, asking for prayers for his daughter Ashley, who is struggling with life's balance right now. Prayers for Ashley, Tony. From Carol Thompson, good thoughts for her sister who just learned she has COVID. Thinking of your sister, Carol. And for Sandy Cohn, my 77-year-old friend is feeling lonely and sad despite our women's support group. Please send good vibes. Sandy, good vibes coming your friend's way. From Kyle Murray, Kyle's late husband's 45th sober birthday would have been on August 9th. He was such a shining example of the gifts of sobriety. Kyle, thinking of your husband and of you at this anniversary. From Judy Bayhan, joy for the opportunity to work at the All Souls Pride table yesterday. My brother John was in her heart. Thinking of you, you and your brother John, Judy, and giving thanks for all who were working at the All Souls Pride table yesterday at Ocean Beach. Let us hold everything that has been shared, both spoken and unspoken, as we enter into a communion of prayer and meditation, followed by silence. Source of life, source of love, we hold close in our hearts those who are suffering in body, mind, and spirit, present here in this community and across the world. May our love and care rest with those who need it today. And we hold in our hearts also the joys and celebrations present. We are grateful for such beautiful reminders, for the ways that animals show us how to live, for their unconditional love, and their ability to give peace and comfort. We give thanks for the wondrous webs of interconnection. And may we care for our planetary home. We're grateful for this beloved community, for the love, peace, and comfort given and received. Through the week to come, may we remember what we have done in this hour. May our hearts find contentment and our souls find stillness. Amen. invite you to stand in body and our spirit and joining our closing hymn, which is The Lone Wild Bird. And Bill will play it through once, first of all. Let's join in together the words for extinguishing the chalice. Our worship is ended, but our service is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. Our chalice of flame is extinguished until once again ignited by the strength of our communion. Those of us in Unity Hall, if you would like to reach out your hands to the wider world, and in the online pews, if you would like to put a hand on your heart and a hand reaching out to the community beyond the screen. As we leave this time and we re-enter the wider world, may we embody that unconditional love that we've heard about today, and as we heard about from, exhibited by Teddy and Jewel and Willow. May we embody that love and maybe even that excitement and joy. May the life surrounding us bring joy, and may we care for this beautiful planet and all of its inhabitants. Blessed be. Amen. I invite you to be seated for the postlude. Announcements. If you are new today or newish and you would like to learn more about All Souls and UUism, head to the welcome table where a friendly soul will greet you. I think Vivian's is going to be over there, or Peggy. So head on over there. Today, immediately following worship, grab coffee and join in the drop-in sharing circle, which is going to be at the end of the hall in the Vale Library. Sharing circles are a rich opportunity to explore a theme and to get closer in community. There are ongoing sharing circles at All Souls, and at this drop-in sharing circle, the theme of this worship service are animal companions and animals all around us. So if animals bring you joy, please join this sharing circle. Next Sunday, August 18th, Reverend Carolyn will be the worship leader. And for newcomers, there will be a Meet the Minister session after worship, an opportunity to grab a cup of coffee and have a chat. And next week also is the Good Neighbor offering, which is for the Haitian Hub, and also food to the people, and the food is canned soups. So remember that, that's next week. And also next week, following worship, there will be a poetry circle. And so that's it. Thanks for being here, thanks for coming, having a good week, have a good week, and we'll see you next week. And those of you in Unity Hall, come and have some coffee and chat.